Hi everyone. A few weeks ago, I was cutting down some weeds and I remembered the parable of the sower. And that night as I was thinking about it, the Lord brought the mustard seed to my mind. Growing up, I would learn in Sunday school about having faith like the mustard seed. But it wasn't until one year at church camp, that I received a mustard seed. And I remember looking at it and holding it in my hand thinking, wow, I want to have faith like that. Take a look at this mustard seed here. Look how tiny it is. Matthew 17:20 says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. It doesn't say mountain, it says mountains. It's plural, meaning there's more than one. And it only takes this much faith in God to move those mountains in your life. I don't know what mountains you're facing in your life right now. Maybe you're waiting to see unsaved loved ones to be saved. If that's the case, Romans 4:16 says the promise, which is the Holy Ghost or salvation, is received through faith. Maybe you need a healing in your body or your life. In that case, 1 Corinthians 2:5 says to trust, have faith not in human wisdom, but in the power of God. You can't always go by what doctors tell you. You have to have faith in the power of God. It's like what T.L. Smith has said before, whose report will you believe? The way I see it, faith shows how big your God is and what he's capable of doing. So how big is your God? What can he do? And naturally we all say, well, he's a great big God. He can do anything. But do we actually believe that in our hearts and express it through our words, our thoughts, our actions? We need to have faith with no doubt. And we see in the 4 Gospels, the disciples even struggled with that. When it came to casting out demons and feeding the people. And it was when Jesus cursed the fig tree in Matthew 21 because it had no fruit, that he told the disciples, if you have faith and no doubt, you can do things like this and much more. It is imperative that we have faith in God because Hebrews 11:6 says, without it, it is impossible to please God. It's through faith in God that we find peace, shelter, we build each other up, we see miracles, and we grow and strengthen our church. If you already have faith, then look again at this mustard seed. It goes from this tiny little seed into a great big tree that, from what I read, grows up to 20 feet high. Grow your faith. From what I've learned in life, there's no ending point. No matter how much faith you have in God, there's always room to grow more in it. So whatever mountains you're facing in your life, have faith in God. And just as James 1:6 says, be sure your faith is in God alone and do not waver from it. If there's something God promised you that you're still waiting on, Matthew 21:22 says, if you have faith, you will, not you might, but you will receive it. Even if you have just this much faith, this tiny little bit of faith in God, speak to those mountains you're facing in your life and believe without a doubt they will be moved, because there is no mountain too big or too strong for God.